Hello, and today we're going to go over the power of positive psychology. These are going to be tools for you, your family, and the larger community you serve as military service members, as military personnel. So your family members, for you, and for your community at work and at home. So the concept we're going to go over today is the general concept of positive psychology. It's an acronym. PERMAH. There's actually an H at the end of it as well. We'll go over that later. PERMAH stands for positive emotion, engagement, relationships, meaning, accomplishments, and then health has also been added. So it's actually 6 elements created by Martin Seligman, who is known as the father of positive psychology. So why do we need this acronym PERMAH with the H at the end too? Why do we need this as service members? Well, we need this to combat the high stress associated with being a military service member. Also, an added bonus, research has shown by the creator Seligman that those who adopt PERMAH excel in school, their career, and they're less likely to experience depression, PTSD, and they have a lower risk of premature death. So all of those are great positives. It also acts as a protective factor for resilience, which is very handy when you're dealing with lots of stress. Again, military service members are dealing with more stress than the average bear, more stress than their civilian counterparts. Examples, there are many. There is stress associated with multiple deployments, the extended periods away from home for deployment or for training. I would like to add, that's not included in this list, the time in between deployments. That can also be very stressful when you don't know when the next deployment is going to come up and you're anticipating that. That's very stressful as well. The additional workload that comes with being a military service member, and frequent moves. Also, for a service member specifically, there's combat exposure, there is the deployment, and then there's poor marital quality that results in the deployment or for being away from home extended periods of time. And then for the spouse specifically, you're moving and reinventing yourself and finding a new network everywhere you go. You got to figure out where your new grocery store is, where the kids are going to go to school, who's going to help you with childcare. You could be moving to a foreign country where you don't speak the language. You could be separated from your family that helped you in the past. And then, of course, you're worrying about your loved one who's a service member, worried about the risk of injury or death. So that's why we need PERMAH, because it helps reduce stress, protect from burnout, and connect you with why you're doing all of this, why you're going through this special set of circumstances. So let's get into it. P in PERMAH stands for positive emotions. This goldfish on the left is reminding us that mindset is everything. He could be taken for a shark if he has that big shark personality. So, what are we going to do, about positive emotions? These are for enjoying the day-to-day, because that is our life, the day-to-day. I had a wise older friend once tell me, we were joking around about what's the meaning of life, and they said, the meaning of life was enjoying the passing of time. So the day-to-day is your life. So greet it with happiness, with hope, compassion, and gratitude. All of these are elements of what it takes to be optimistic. Being optimistic is approaching each day with positive emotion. So when we do this, embrace the day-to-day, we can view the past, the present, and the future through a more practical lens. Challenges kind of roll off the back easier when you are approaching them with positive energy. So it allows the toleration of challenges with confidence that we can and will persevere. And so it's one thing to say, be positive, right? I love actions associated with general commands like be positive. So for this, we'll have an exercise that you can do at home with your family or at work. First, I want you to notice throughout the day when you're feeling positive and hold on to that. Make it measurable, because that way, number 2, we can do that thing more often. And this is going to help us get into develop the habit of feeling more positive. And then the third thing is kind of a wrap up at the end of the day. After you've done your best to embrace the day with positive emotions, the wrap up will be savor how the day went. And a great way to do that is list in your head before you go to bed 3 good things that happened that day. And for each of those 3 things, explain to yourself why it was good. So we want to make that effort daily to reflect on what we're grateful for. E stands for engagement. This is participating in activities. So at work or at home or hobbies or do things with your family like game night. Because when we engage with others, it helps us be more present. It helps us experience the moment and immerse in the enjoyment of the activity. Again, my friend who said the meaning of life is enjoying the passing of time. Be there in that moment for each moment. And this creates a sense of calm and joy in the brain when we are present in the moment. And this engagement and connection with the present is believed through studies to increase our overall intelligence, our emotional intelligence, and our general abilities. So for each individual, for yourself and for your family, when you're dealing with that service member stress, look at the strengths that can be translated into active practical engagement. So look at your personal strengths as a dad, as a service member, and figure out how you can take those strengths and use them to be engaged every day. R is for relationships. It's well known that connection is a resilience factor against stress, depression, PTSD. It's our relationships that allow us to thrive. And it's okay to rely on people around you. No man is an island, because we're evolutionarily hardwired to rely on other people. So it is okay. So build those healthy relationships, not just at home, but at work and in the community, your work community and your home community. So yeah, relationships, very important. Okay, next. M stands for meaning. And it's not just why are we here, it's why are you here? Why am I here? Specifically related to yourself. What is your individual purpose in life? Connecting to this is going to, again, be that protective factor to combat the specific stressors that we listed earlier that the service members and their families deal with. And finding meaning is essential to real happiness and satisfaction. So we're not just talking about, oh, I go to work every day to make money. We're talking about meaning that goes beyond your personal gain. We're talking about something bigger than yourself, something you'd be proud, something that'll last beyond you. So become involved in something that feels significant and apply your character strengths. A is for accomplishment. Accomplishment is something that propels us forward, something that gets us excited for the future while we're standing in the present. And it's kind of a cycle that you can kick off. So when you achieve, you create this cycle of positive energy. So when you achieve something, you feel a sense of pride and fulfillment. This contributes to meaning, which was our letter before accomplishment. And once you have that sense of pride and fulfillment, it pushes you to get it again and again, which pushes us to master something and achieve more and more. So this is the cycle of positive energy that I'm talking about. And when we're trying to kick off this cycle of positive energy, we can take a page out of the book of those incredible military members around us, the elite military members, the super secret squirrel people, because something they all do is set SMART goals. These are measurable goals that get celebrated. So when you set these goals to create this cycle of positive energy, we want them to be SMART goals. So we want them to be specific, clear, and precise. We want them to be measurable. We want them to be achievable. So within the realm of possibility. We want them to be pertinent. We want them to be relevant. We want them to be time limited. We want a timely target expectation. So when we have SMART goals like this, we can kick off the cycle of positive energy. It becomes within our reach. We have a ladder, rungs on a ladder to climb. It's easier to not get lost when you know the rung of the ladder is just ahead of you, and then another one, and another one, and another one. This propels us forward. The final bit, it's very important to, once you set up your SMART goal, when you achieve it, celebrate it, engage with that achievement, and it'll help you be more in the moment, like we talked about before. So the final letter in the acronym for PERMAH, the new one, is H for health. We've got our little fish again. I'm going to say this is the remix. We're adding another letter. This is the remix on PERMAH. It's got an H now for health. And specifically when we're talking about health, we're talking about physical activity, nutrition, and sleep. Because sitting is slowly killing you. When you are physically healthy, you feel better. There are many studies. The one we're referencing here is by Straub from 2014. There is a link between your mental health and your physical health. Also, stay hydrated. Water is so important for your nervous system, for every part of your body. And we also know overall poor mental health can be linked to nutrition and not eating enough fruits and vegetables. So focus on your health. So again, positive emotion, engagement, healthy, connected relationships, meaning, something bigger than you, something that will last longer than you. Tap into that. Have accomplishments and celebrate them. And then look out for your health. Sleep well, eat well, move your body. And that's it. This will help you combat that stress that's associated with being a military service member, and help bring these tools home to your family too, because your spouse is also dealing with a boatload of stress, and this is a great paddle. All right, thank you very much. Have a good night.